Hi, my name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of My Consulting Offer, where over the past 2 years alone, we've helped over 400 people begin a career in management consulting. In this video series, I'm going to take an official case, Genco, which you can find on the official BCG website, and have one of the teammates, one of our coaches, Dan, who's a former BCG consultant as well as interviewer, as well as lead recruiter for regions of BCG, go through the case. So despite being a former Bain consultant and interviewer, as well as a recruitment lead, he actually has never seen this case prior to the video you'll be able to watch. My goal for this is to demonstrate to you what a BCG consultant does when he encounters a case, so that as you go through your interview process for the case interview, you can mimic many of the attributes that Dan is about to show you, as well as develop a thinking so that you can think like a consultant by the end of these video series. So this video series is broken down into 4 videos, each to represent the various sections of a case interview. To find out the various sections, we have another video series where we break down into each of the sections, or if you're on the blog, read the blog post where I explain the different sections of the case and how you can master them. So the goal of this series is to demonstrate what a case is done like, so you can see a prime example of someone who's worked at BCG and led the BCG recruiting. In a future series, we're actually going to go deeper and break down each of the sections of the videos so that you can actually improve your own casing. But for now, my goal is to get you up to speed about what a case interview is, especially one that's done by BCG in the interviewee-led format. So with that, I'm going to kick it off with Dan, who's going to be seeing this case for the first time as he does his opening. And in future videos, I'll walk you through how he does his structuring, his analysis, and eventually his recommendation to the client. All right, I'll see you inside the video. So BCG has recently been hired to help a client of ours, Genco. So Genco is a large international diversified company. So they operate with, but they also have a healthcare division that produces a wide variety of medical instruments and related services. So recently, Genco has purchased a company called MedCount, which sells administrative systems software to large hospitals. So this is actually the first time that Genco, our client, has been in the software space. And they're looking for opportunities to increase MedCount's revenue within the medical software space.
Got it. Okay, so I think that's clear. I just have a couple of questions which I'd like to ask to make sure I fully understand what the context of the problem is here. So just to recap, our client is Genco, which is a large diversified company of which they have a healthcare arm which distributes medical instruments and other kind of similar products. And they've just bought a company called, Medco or MedCount?
MedCount.
MedCount, who produce healthcare-related software or medical software, and this is the first time that they've been in the medical software space, and they're looking for ways to increase revenue within the medical software space. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Great. Okay, just a couple of questions. I'm not that familiar with the healthcare space or indeed the kind of medical software space. So when we talk about Genco, you said medical instruments and associated devices. What kind of things are medical instruments? Are they kind of pieces of machinery that you see in hospitals and so on, or what exactly does that encompass?
That's correct. So it's a wide variety, but it could be as small as a scalpel, but as large as, let's say, an MCAT machine.
Okay, got it. That's clear. And then the medical software that MedCount produces, what kind of things, just broadly, we don't even need to necessarily go into product lines per se right now, but just broadly, what kind of things does that encompass?
Great. So MedCount right now only has one type of software, which are administrative support softwares. So imagine, for example, that we need to book appointments or you need to host and transfer files in between. That's the type of software that we're existing. So
Got it. And is that cloud-based software, or is it kind of desktop installed via, an installation piece of kind of software?
Good question. So based on our software right now, we actually play in both fields. So for some of the newer updated hospitals, which a lot of hospitals are actually moving towards, it's more about cloud-based software right now on private servers, of course, to keep everything confidential. But we also have some legacy software that are basically installed. So back in the early days when our company was starting. So we're starting to slowly phase that out, but some hospitals will still run on it.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And so that's now clear to me about kind of Genco and MedCount. What was the rationale broadly for the acquisition? Was it a kind of strategic play? Was it a pure kind of incremental profit play? What was the reason, or were there more than one reason for the acquisition?
Good question. So the reason is that there was pressure from Genco's board to be able to grow our top line, as in bottom line is important as well, but we wanted to grow the top line. And as a result, they did some diligence. So an earlier BCG team went in and decided that MedCount would be a great way for us to grow revenues, just because that there's potential to enter the software space. And that's like the one space that we haven't been playing in since Genco has been created.
Got it. No, and that makes sense given, software is kind of inherently scalable. And so when we talk about revenue growth, it makes sense. So no, very clear. And then just final question. So with regards to the objective here, so it's kind of top line growth as opposed to anything else. Does the board have any targets or ambitions in terms of what they'd like that top line to do and any timelines that they'd like to achieve that within?
Great. So they want to do it as soon as possible, but no mandate. However, our client head, who is, let's say, one of the vice presidents, his role is to be able to increase these revenues. So he doesn't have a timetable in mind, but he wants to grow revenue as much as possible, but also make sure that it's within one of the spaces within the software. So we want to purely play within the next opportunities, and it could be doubling down on what we have or potentially exploring another software space.
Okay, got it. Great. That's super helpful. Could I just take 1 minute just to jot down some thoughts and then get back to you on some kind of initial structure and ideas?
You can tell that he's not as familiar with the medical software space, but notice his use of language, his questions, how he asks to understand the business model, the objective of the client, as well as clarifying what the client is asking of us. So in a future video series, I'm actually going to go down and explain the opening in even more depth. But for now, I just wanted to see how a BCG consultant goes through the process of opening a case, especially in an industry that he's never seen before, so that you can demonstrate the same acumen in your own practices and eventually in the actual interviews themselves. So this concludes the first video, the opening. And in the next video, we're going to continue where we left off here, where Dan's going to construct his structure for how he's going to solve this case. I'll see you in the next video.